and 2 games against Seattle. Obviously, Jewel Lloyd leading scorer in the league right now. What are the challenges in going up against her and trying to contain her offensive ability?
Well, you said it, just trying to contain her. She's a really good offensive player, so it's not like we're going to hold her scoreless, but we can definitely take away the things that she really likes to do. So making sure we're helping in the paint, that she's not getting any open looks, making every shot as hard as we can.
And then Cheryl's just placed an emphasis on rebounding for you guys since Jessica's been out. Just how important has that been for you personally to get involved on the glass?
Really important. I mean, it's something that she's been emphasizing for me too the whole year, and especially with Jess out, I feel like I need to step up more because obviously there's a big hole that we have to fill there. So just being really intentional about crashing the boards.
The fact that you guys are the best defensive rebounding team in the league by percentage, does that give you confidence that, once you guys are kind of able to get everybody back and kind of get familiarity and more comfortable with each other defensively, that you guys can be a sub 100 defensive rating team?
Well, when I tell the team that, I think we'll have confidence. That's great to hear because it's definitely something that we try to work really hard on, and it's something that we talk about every single day in practice, shoot around games. So I think it does. I think we're starting to find our groove, especially defensively, just be on the same page and, like I said, being really intentional about what we're doing.
And then do you think that your personal emphasis on rebounding is still going to continue once Diamond and Jess come back, just with the way that you've been really trying to grab and go and create offense that way?
Yeah, I think it's more like a mindset switch. It's not like I wasn't trying to rebound before, but just forcing myself to get in there becomes more of a habit, so I definitely want to keep doing that. Obviously the more rebounds we get, the better. So.
And then, for you personally, you've been one of the most efficient handlers in the pick and roll so far this season, the entire league. How has that adjustment been for you as opposed to playing more off the ball now, having more in your hands and creating more?
I like it a lot. It's something that we worked on from the beginning in training camp because I guess Cheryl knew that we were going to make that a big part of our offense. So, yeah, I just try to be really efficient because it's such easy looks, and you never want to waste a possession, especially when sometimes we're struggling. I want to make sure that I'm making the most of when we get easy shots.
And then how do you balance that, running pick and roll and trying to engage your bigs that way with also trying to make sure that shooters like K-Mac or Rachel are also involved with trying to get them going off screens and things like that?
I think being really aggressive in the pick and roll allows the shooters to get open because once you start making those or we're executing on the pick and roll, it collapses the defense and we're able to get them an easier shot, especially K-Mac where the defense is so focused on her, it maybe allows her defense to get a little loosened up so she can get some shots.
Cheryl had mentioned after the game that offensively it was just such a focal point that it's hard to sort of run plays for the players or things of that nature. Have you guys talked about adjustments or different emphasis to try and keep everyone involved in that end, to keep everyone, active and engaged?
Yeah, that's kind of just the nature of the game. Every game we have players that we're focusing on. This next one, Jewel's a huge one. So I think that's definitely part of the game, but you try to do different things like a back cut if you're overplayed or try to get into the action a different way. It's never going to go perfectly, especially when you're one of the focal points on the team. So trying to create your offense, taking advantage of the defense being really aggressive.
And when you two were talking about ahead of the season, you being the number one option, stepping into that kind of offensive role, has any expectations changed? Have you guys talked about adjustments, or is it just kind of business as usual at this stage in the season?
I think there are expectations set at the beginning of the year. Just like the shots I need to be getting, making sure that I'm being really efficient, trying to get those easy shots every once in a while too. Just because, it's hard if every single shot is contested. So, like I said, using the defensive aggression, back cutting, things like that to use against them. But yeah, Cheryl definitely gives me goals that I'm, supposed to be reaching.
What do you think has been the most fun part of your offensive game to add to? I know you've been used in a lot of different ways, but what do you think has been most fun?
Threes. Yeah, they're so fun.
And then just last one for me, defensively, what do you think is the most important area that you guys need to improve on specifically on that end in order to become more consistent?
One-on-one defense. We really struggle. It's something that we've been working on a lot, one-on-one, because once you're in rotation, that's exactly what, as an offensive player, you want the defense to be in. So we want to be in that position the least amount as possible. So if we can keep our player in front of us one-on-one, it would be really helpful.
With today being the Twin Cities Pride Parade, and you guys participated in the parade as a team, the Lynx have been part of Twin Cities Pride, since they've been around. Just to see how much it's grown in the event in the community, how important is it, as a team and as the captain of the team to participate in the community in that way? Is how much are you looking forward to being in the parade with the team?
I'm really looking forward to it. I've only been once, but it was really fun. But I think it's really important, especially because our league, we really pride ourselves on being LGBT plus, Q plus, like inclusive and inclusive of everyone. So anytime that we can support, our fellow teammates or our friends or people in the community, people who don't have the same rights as everyone else they do now, but there's still that like sticking you know what I'm saying. So I think we try to support in any way that we can. So today's always a fun day for us.
Being around players like Sylvia Fowles, some of the players from the championship teams, the championship era here with Minnesota, at this stage in the season where this team is at, what can you take from those experiences as the captain now to sort of navigate and lead this team into some better wins, better games?
I think not getting too hyper focused on we need this many wins or our record is this. Just working through what we need to work through, and then the wins will follow once we start doing what we're supposed to be doing. So not looking too far in the future. Cheryl always says our most important game is the next one, and really locking into that idea of we need to get better for this next game, and then after that one's done, it's the next game, and we're not looking at the end of the year or what our record looks like. It's just once we do those, the wins will follow.
How do you feel like you've dealt with sort of the pressure of stepping up into an elevated role, at this stage earlier in the season?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing my best. I always try to be the best I can for my team and my teammates. I think I'm handling the pressure okay. Obviously every game I try to be better and learn from what I did before, and that's all. Really